We at the School of Media and Public Affairs pride ourselves on our alumni, whether major or minor alumni of our program, who go off to do wonderful things, including work specifically on campaigns, and that's the topic of tonight's Student Alumni Networking event.
I think the decision kind of hit me when I was in Iowa for my fourth day in Iowa, and I shook the president's hand at his first rally in Des Moines, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I've lived down the street from this guy for 2 years while I've been at school. I've never set eyes on him, and the first time I meet him is my fourth day in Iowa. So at that moment, I knew that I was in the right place for where I wanted to be.
And about fast forward 6 months later, one day in April in the spring, around a day like today, actually very hot that day, I got a call from my boss saying, "Do you want to move to Boston for work?" And I said, "Well, sure, what for?" And they said, "We're in talks with the Romney for President campaign." I graduated, and literally the next day I packed up my U-Haul, sold my apartment, and drove to Boston and started working out of the Mitt Romney for headquarters office that next week.
I never in a million years would have thought that what I wanted to do was digital media. I kind of always scolded Maddie for going into digital media right after school, but I love it. It's great, and it gives me the opportunity to do a lot of different cool stuff, like graphic design, like content management, like donor relations, whatever that is.
Got there the first day. I go into his offices. He was working in his business office in Friendship Heights. I get in and sit down with the senior advisor and campaign manager at the time. And they look at me and go, "Andrew, we're sorry you moved here from Boston. John decided last night at 4 a.m. that he's not running for Congress."
If you have an ability to write, I suggest you do that. There's a lot of websites on there, whether you're on the right or the left, that entertain contributions for free from younger people, whether they're in college or afterwards.
Take the time here to learn how to do Photoshop, to learn how to do iMovie, to learn how to do basic code. You don't need to be somebody who builds computers and builds websites and builds databases, but it goes a long way for us to know that the person that's doing the research, could also put together a quick meme or cut a quick video for us. And, I think that'd be my number one piece of advice.
You're going to be working 14, 15, 16, 17-hour days where all day, every day, all you're hearing is that your boss sucks and that you suck for working for your boss. It gets really tiring after a while. The one thing that keeps you going when all you're hearing constantly is how horrible you are is that you really believe that you're doing the right thing.
You want to take risks. You want to, as Andrew said, you're not exactly sure what's going to happen when you graduate.
Use your professors here. I applied to like 50, 70 jobs upon graduation. I only got a position because one of the people hiring used to be a student of Professor Steve Roberts at SMPA. I don't know if he's still working at the school.
And finally, just remember that you're never too young to make a difference. In fact, many people will respect you for it.
So I think what you really want to look for is a company that's going to help invest in you, right? And help provide you with some of those skill set, and maybe that's a paid internship, right? But at least then after 3 months of a paid internship, you have the skills to then go to a company and say, hey, I can do X, Y, and Z, and I've worked at these PR firms and I have this experience, and I think now then you're a little bit more hireable.
Make sure that when you're applying and meeting with people, you really make sure that you know your universe. For example, when I was doing work for Romney, I was not so much involved in digital ad buys per se, but I was still able to understand a lot of what Maddie was saying because you just kind of make yourself know certain words like impressions and banner ads and ad buys. As long as you basically know how that basic stuff works, when you're talking to a potential, your new potential boss, it really comes off as like one of the first things you'll notice is if someone just kind of gets it.